So as you can see, the kit is complete, all buttoned up, ready for the kid to take back out on the street, cruise nights, what have you. He's still going to continue working at the gas station, still going to continue to put this car in the bay after all the customers' cars have been taken care of, work on that with his friends. Boss is very cool about him working on that because he's a good mechanic. Someday, hopefully, he could help run the place. But for now, he's just happy that the car is back together in one piece. He was glad that he scored pretty cheaply fenders and inner fender wells from a wrecking yard that was getting ready to crush one. So he got that, sanded them, primed them, put them on the car. Didn't have enough money for paint, but that is going to be one of those someday kind of things. Then of course he goes to local super shop, well, not local, it's about an hour away in the nearest big city, goes to super shop and he can order this cowl induction hood for the 64 Chevy II. So he goes on ahead and orders that with what little money he has left, and with his friends and a couple of six-packs, got it all taken care of. The front grille, he did have to replace that as well, but he managed to score one at a swap meet real cheap. I mean, you know, this is the 80s, so it was back when these things were, okay, here's a grill for a 64 Chevy II, 50 bucks. Well, if I give you 40, would you take it? Sure, take it off my hands. So he's got that. You know, he just kind of kept the same tires and rims that he had on the car. Interior, nothing to write home about. Basic black, no radio. He took the AM radio out. One day, he's going to go to Kmart when he's got enough money and pick up a good old Kraco cassette deck. And a couple of speakers. But for now, listen to the engine sound. And with that, I'll show you what he's got in there. Now also, if you notice, I don't have the trim piece on the front. I figure since he's doing this on a budget, the trim piece he's going to have to find at a swap meet or junkyard. But for now, the hood works. Take this up, and as you see there is the engine bay. Done it pretty nicely. And just kind of going off script here, the Moebius kit puts together really well. I will tell you a few things about it to watch out for if you're building this kit yourself. There's a couple of parts that were extra left in. Like for example, this kit had a stock battery and what looks like an Optima battery. I like that Optima battery enough that I'm going to save that for a future project. Plus, this is the mid-80s. I don't think Optima batteries were out there quite as of yet, but it does pretty good. Again, the interior, very basic black, a little 4-speed underneath that, just a couple gauges, that's all. The underside, I went on ahead and weathered that a bit because, you know, again, this isn't a show rod. This is the kid's driver. Drives it to school, drives it to the shop, runs it around, has fun with it. But he tries to keep it clean, you know, as evidenced by the paint job on what wasn't wrecked when he punted it into the little tree. But still, it turned out to be a really good kit. Now, I had two things break off on me when I was trying to get them off of the chrome tree, and if you're working on this kit, you'll notice it's the door handles. I'm going to leave them like that. If I find door handles among my kit stash, I'll put them on there, but both door handles broke. The first one I tried to take off using just regular old X-Acto knife. Very, very careful, because those are, you know, you heard me talk about fiddly bits before. They broke off on the first one. The second one I tried to use a set of nippers, very thin nippers, and I took the part off and I tried to cut it down as far as I could, and then when I went to make that final cut, broke in half, just like the other one. So the door handles are definitely very delicate. Heck, I remember when, I think it's John Butera in the mid-80s, this is inspired by the Novette that I believe he's the one that built out of a 64 Nova 2, Chevy II, where he had a Corvette drivetrain, Corvette engine, Corvette rims, and it was a two-tone black silver with a red pinstripe. Couldn't find any pictures on it, so that's why I ended up going with the story of the mid-80s a kit on a budget, and I think it turned out a lot better than I expected. I like it. I hope you like it, and I'll continue to build more kits like this. In fact, it kind of inspired me regarding Scale Speedworks Mustang Challenge that is going on now through April 17th, 2024. So I've got inspiration from this kit to build a Mustang, not unlike this one, but with a twist. So I had 2 other ones I plan on building. Well, I have a 3rd one, and that one I'm not even going to tell you about. That's going to be done super secret, double secret probation in the background, and then on April 17th I'll post a video of its build, go from there. But anyhow, got this one shelf ready, and again, these kits, they do go together really well. I like the Moebius kit that this was from. Again, I initially bought it just so I could get the traction bars out the back for sudden death, but then I looked at the kit and I said, you know, I'm going to build it. It's a pretty sharp little car. So if you haven't bought this kit, look for it on your local hobby shops, or through the internet, through like Model Roundup or Hobby Nut Models, wherever you get your kits. And yeah, build the same one. I think Moebius does a great job with these kits. I've seen a lot of the Moebius trucks being built, so I think I might go and pick up a Moebius truck and tinker around with that. Meanwhile, I've got a couple other kits that I'm working on. The big scale Corvette that I'm working on to pay homage to King of the Mountain. I am kind of at a standstill right now. I'm going to work with Terry Adams on how to do headers using solder, because I saw there was I'd like to say it's a 3D website that had a C3 set of side pipes with the headers, and I kind of think that's what I'm going to have to use for this one, but I didn't feel like pulling the pin and buying that. So I'm going to kind of take measurements of the engine and the chassis, and then see if I can work with Terry on getting some idea down on using solder. He's already given me some great tips. Thank you very much, Terry. And then I have to find a good set of tires and rims. I think that car uses Anson Sprints. I saw what looked like Anson Sprints on another website through Cults 3D, I think it is, or Shapeways, but they didn't have tires to go with them. So I'm going to go to my local hobby shops and check out their selection of 1/10 and 1/12 scale RC tires and rims, and see if there's something that looks similar to it. It doesn't have to be exact, but kind of going that route, because you know, these tires here, just, they're not going to cut it, and the slicks that came with the kit, they're also not going to cut it, especially since I've taken the wheel wells out and started working on fender flares. Plus I did find through that 3D website 1/12 scale 4-barrel carburetor, so I'm gonna pick that up, and I might just pick up the side pipes and headers from them as well, just to see if they would fit. But then again, I don't know. I mean, that's like $30 just for a set of headers and side pipes, and if they don't fit, then I'm out $30 for that. But yeah, if you got some ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and once I get those parts, I'll be back on track with that. I'll be working on the engine, getting some wiring, some linkage and stuff put together on it, while I'm waiting to figure out the drivetrain parts. So with that, hope you're having a great weekend. Keep building the cool stuff. We'll catch you in the next video.